Okay, let's look at tiling or repeating a seamless texture so that it will work on a fabric for mesh clothing in Second Life. I'm starting with a basic plaid. I think this is an appealing plaid texture. It has nice color. It will work for my line of clothing, which is vintage, old Western wear. What we have is a swatch of fabric that's plaid, and below it we have a shadow map. And if you've purchased any pre-made mesh clothing, you're familiar with these shadow maps. And what we normally do is put a fabric on top of it, on a layer on top of it, and we turn that fabric layer to multiply, or one of the other see-through layers. I find that multiply works most often the way I want it to work, gives me the look I want. So I'm going to go with multiply. I like the look of the shadows underneath, but my goodness, that plaid is much too large. If you think about a plaid shirt, the patterns are, the stripes are really only maybe about an inch apart, and this is just massive. So I can't work with that fabric that size. So what am I going to do? Well, I already know that that fabric swatch is seamless, so I can repeat it, so I can tile it. How do I do that? Okay, so what I'm going to do is select my fabric layer. You see me over here in the layer menu. I've got that fabric layer selected. And now I'm going to do a Command T. I think on a PC it's Control T or Windows button T. And that gives me these little handles on the corners and the sides of my patch of fabric. So now I'm going to size it, resize it. I'm going to take it way on down. That's pretty small. That's pretty small. But I think if I recognize that this shadow, that's the sleeve, I think that's going to be about the size we want. So I'm going to turn that on multiply. Look how that fabric looks. Yeah, see? That looks like a plaid shirt. But the problem is I don't have enough of it, do I? It isn't covering even half of my shadow of my shirt. So I need more of it. So how I'm going to do that is tiling. Just like if you were putting ceramic tile in a bathroom, in a shower, on a floor, in a kitchen backsplash, you're just going to repeat it. So I'm going to do a Command J to make another copy of that layer, and I'm going to drag it over. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I just want to make sure I've got them nice and tight. See that little bit of a white line there? That's not right, so I'm going to just move it over a hair. There we go. Okay. So that's how we're going to do it. I'm making another tile, dragging it over, snapping it into place, making another one, snapping it into place. And if I zoom out, I can see that I now have a row. I think I need another one over on the left, so I'm going to make another copy over here, snap that into place. Okay. Now if you look here on the layer menu, you can see I have lots of copies of the fabric. I'm going to go ahead and select all of them and merge them, so now I've got a single row of fabric tiles. Now I need to fill up the entire page, so I'm just going to start doing this again. I'm going to copy the whole row, drag it into place, copy the row again, And just keep doing that until my whole workspace is filled with my plaid fabric. And again, if I look over in my layer menu, I see I have lots of fabric copy. I'm going to merge those. So now that's one page, one sheet. I'm going to turn on multiply. Ah, now that looks like a plaid shirt. I have a little button right there. So I think we're done, and that's ready to go into Second Life.